Well, a lovely shot of, well, the sunrise is off to the side, but just trust me, it's up there. And from running to the mall to buy gifts to going to a Christmas party, it's a busy and frenetic time of the year, and accidents can happen to anyone at any time, which is why we're joined right now by Todd and Fred Litwiniuk with Litwiniuk Company. They're here to explain why it's important to have the right insurance in place to protect you, your loved ones, and your property in the event of such an accident. So good morning to you both. Really appreciate you joining us today.
Kevin.
Let's just start things off with you, Todd. So what types of insurance should an individual be carrying right about now?
Well, if you drive an operated motor vehicle of any kind here in Alberta, the law requires you at the very least to carry liability insurance on your motor vehicle. Other ideas for insurance might include homeowners insurance, tenants insurance, a business perhaps if you have it. There's various types of insurance that you can get to cover any and all situations. A good idea is to contact your local insurance brokers or a professional, and they can help you out with further coverage and what you require.
Okay, great points. And Fred, to add to this a little here, what if the person who injures me is uninsured? What if someone in this room, we're not going to name names, Jefferson. What if Jefferson is, I'm just in the parking lot and Jefferson just bull rushes me to get by and I just happen to go down and Jefferson's not insured? What happens then?
Well, the answer is it depends. In the case of a motor vehicle accident, the answer is you're going to be covered because the government of Alberta has provided a special fund set up for people who are injured in accidents by people who either don't have insurance or let's say it's a hit and run. So, but it is important to carry the right insurance because if you injure somebody and you're not insured, you could be paying that person out of your own pocket. But I would say that if you were injured by Jefferson or anybody else without insurance, that you should give us a call. We can help you out.
Well, very good. And Todd, you mentioned liability insurance. What is it and how much should Jefferson carry?
Well, Jefferson, you're going to need to know that if you're driving an automobile and the law in Alberta is requiring you to carry at least $200,000 minimum to cover any and all liabilities. In reality, I think that over 98% of drivers carry $1 million plus for liability coverage. There's also liability coverage for, again, things like homeowner situations, business owners, and things like that. So it's a good idea to consult a professional to figure that out.
That's very fair. And this is also a good season, and we may have to work a little beyond Christmas for this one, but for individuals who do a lot of travel, frequent travel, especially with a prairie winter, that's a big thing. So if you're traveling or own property outside of Canada, what are some of the conditions that occur there? Because plenty of snowbirds may say, well, I'm not even in my property for 6 months of the year. What should I be doing there?
Yeah, there are a lot of special insurance issues for people who travel a lot or snowbirds or people who own property outside of the country. I mean, for example, if you injure somebody in the United States, the medical bills there can run really high. So it's important that you have the right coverage to take care of that. For people who, especially for people who spend the winter outside of Canada, you might want to look into something called umbrella liability coverage, which can cover you for any kind of injury that you might cause to anybody in any circumstance. But again, it's important to consult a professional to make sure you have the right coverage, and particularly that the coverage you have applies to the country that you're traveling to or wintering in.
Fair enough. And Todd, we have about 30 seconds left, so my last one for you here. What happens to your assets like the home or the car if you don't have enough coverage to get by in the event of an accident?
Well, in short, they can be at risk. You need to carry the right amount of coverage for your situation. The more assets you have, actually, the more that you're at risk. And unfortunately, by the time most people realize that, it's too late. So again, it's a good idea to consult a professional.
To get ahead and focus in on the umbrella. Keep yourself fully covered. Thank you very much for coming in today. We really appreciate it, Todd and Fred. For more information, you can head to litco.ca. And as you've already said, you really can't be too prepared on this sort of thing.
Exactly.
Thanks.
Definitely.